Joining us next, we welcome from Rehmann, Managing Principal, CPA Dave Page, along with CPA Jerry Benjamin. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hey, Jerry.
Mark.
Hi, Dave.
How you doing?
We just ran into each other at the Black Excellence Awards.
Yes, we did, yeah.
It's quite an event, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. They do a great job, and if you haven't seen it before, you have to check it out. So they do a good job.
Stories, the amazing stories, Dave, of some of the honorees. I had no idea, some of the unbelievable obstacles that some of those people went
have
through.
overcome.
Mm-hmm. All
right, so I want to thank you first for being here because this is a busy season for CPAs between now and April 15th, typically. You don't get much sleep, no vacations during tax season. But today we wanted to talk about one of the things that everyone's dealing with, that's the shortage of talent.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
You're seeing it in financial and accounting services areas.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the obstacles that companies and organizations are facing today is being able to fill those open positions. And it's becoming even more critical on the accounting side. There was a very interesting article in the Wall Street last December that talked about over the last 2 years, 300,000 accountants and auditors have left the profession.
Wow.
So I think there's the issue or the challenge that companies face in general with their manpower, as well as specific in the finance arena.
And when people are, when a particular profession has fewer people, then their price goes up, right?
Much tougher to find and to keep, right? That recruiting is a real challenge. And that's what's been providing a number of opportunities for us. So fortunately, I'm not in the tax world, but still keeping very busy providing those solutions that our clients need.
Yeah, so companies, they can't find just regular basic accounting people, but also financial management people, and you provide a service. Well, obviously that's your meat and potatoes, but now you are able to specialize in serving as a company's head financial guy.
Absolutely, absolutely. We've seen the need for the accounting support, and that can really range from anything from just basic transactions all the way up to the financial reporting, so maybe the month-end close, quarter, and annual. Mm-hmm. And that's really a service that's provided by our accounting solutions team. And accounting solutions has added the fractional CFO services, and so we're really under that umbrella where we can come in and provide that financial leadership on a fractional basis.
And it seems like that's where a company gets into trouble. I'll give an example that I know you guys have seen. It's the end of the quarter, or particularly the end of the fourth quarter. Suddenly a big check has to go out to the IRS. Well, let's hold on a second. We got to pay this, we got to pay that, and before you know what, and you're out of control.
Absolutely. Again, it's a very good point, because when we look at the fractional CFO services, there are probably 4 things that drive need. Liquidity is absolutely one of them. And so one of the areas that we'll provide support in is cash flow management, developing a process to look at the inflows and the outflows, kind of get a feel for the timing and what are those recurring obligations that a company has to meet. So liquidity is key. Other things that drive the need for fractional CFO services are things such as growth. So now a company is very successful, they're doing well, but you've got a capacity or a bandwidth issue. Mm-hmm. And again, we can come in and provide that bandwidth to meet those needs, assess the operation and determine, can we increase capacity through improved processes. So you've got liquidity, you've got growth, you've got transition. Sometimes there's just that normal progression where the financial leadership is transitioning to retirement, maybe is left for another opportunity, and again, we can come in and bridge that gap, provide support in that manner, and also assist in filling those positions. And then the other piece is just project work. And again, we were talking about that a little bit before the start of the show. And so if a company is looking at an acquisition, or if we're looking at a significant capital investment, And that may not be something that's done on a regular basis by that company. And so we can come in and provide support and assist in projects. It might be looking at an ERP system or new computer system, helping a company evaluate what their needs are, make that selection, and then implement it.
I would imagine one of the roadblocks to considering this by a company would be, oh my gosh, we can't afford it. I mean, it sounds like a catch-22.
Yeah.
You've got money issues, but do you bite the bullet and bring in somebody outside and spend more money?
Yeah, and again, that's something that works very well in the fractional CFO space, because what we've been able to do is scale our solution. So we can work with the client and define what their specific needs are. And then, quite frankly, we can go as fast or as slow as they need to and work within their budget and kind of their financial resources to come up with a solution that will work for them.
Now, I wonder, we've heard situations, you guys have seen them, where an internal financial person in a company has maybe misappropriated money or embezzled, or is this a recommendation to have an outside CFO? Does that help avoid getting into issues like that?
I don't know if it helps avoid it per se. Certainly on Dave's side, on the assurance side, they're more geared to trying to, with processes and steps to try and identify fraud. But we're really an extension. The fractional CFO service is really an extension of the finance team. So I don't know if it'll help you avoid any sort of mismanagement per se.
They might not have a fraud issue, but they might be missing things. Like every business owner has been getting calls about employee retention credit.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And there's so many people that, am I missing out on money? These people keep calling me. They're telling me I'm leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table.
Yeah. No, there's definitely the potential for accessing resources. Mm-hmm. Using and leveraging fractional CFO services. We're actually having conversations with a prospect in Florida, and it's in the child welfare space. Mm-hmm. And the new CEO is looking to us to provide some guidance because they are leaving money on the table. And so with our public sector business, we've got expertise with Medicaid billing, for example, private insurance grant accounting. And so we're going to be we will be working with them to shore up their finances and to strengthen their processes and hopefully find some of that money that has been left on the table.
Yeah, so there's really so many services that Rehmann has. It's hard for me to keep track of. Dave, you've got all these divisions and all these sectors like public institutional accounting and management. What are some of the things that the company, the firm's involved in?
How much time do we have? No, we're really proud that we're able to deliver a lot of solutions to our clients in all kinds of different financial areas, and some not financial areas. So we've got corporate investigative services, Rehmann Wealth, where we're able to help our clients with their 401k plans, asset management, those sort of things, HR solutions, accounting solutions. Then you have the traditional tax and audit and financial statement preparation, those sort of things as well. I'm probably missing something else, Jerry. Technology, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have to fire up the shoe cam, Adam, because Dave's got some very unusual socks. It's hard to believe, but Rehmann has their own merch, and it's socks. Unbelievable.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Yep.
So do you have to have so many years of service to get the pair of socks?
You don't have to have so many years of service. They were given out at one of our assurance trainings, and I was lucky enough to be there as one of the principals there. And so all of our assurance associates, and I think most of our tax associates have them too, but I'm sure other people do too, but I'm not sure how you get on the list, so to say.
Well, maybe next year.
That's right. Once I'm off double secret probation, I'll qualify.
So it sounds like you probably have triggered some questions among our viewers that could be in the market for CFO services. I guess what consideration would a business owner or business manager have to make a call and get the process started?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I think as we're looking, there's several areas that we try to focus on, and we have a presentation that we'll provide that talks about kind of what to look for, what to ask, what to listen for. And we break that down into a number of categories. One is capacity. So are we seeing issues with capacity that the team isn't able to keep up with the requests? Another will be resources in terms of what kind of systems are they using. It's not uncommon for people to be very comfortable with their own systems. So I may have this computer system, this ERP system, but I don't really trust it, so I keep my Excel file over here. So you'll find that. So we're looking at capacity, we're looking at resources, we're looking at analysis. And so frequently you'll find an owner who has lots of data, but no real information to make decisions. So are they getting the analysis they need? We look at profitability. Are we measuring our profitability? Are we measuring the drivers? Do we have certain products or services that are really leading? And how do we grow those? How do we maximize those? So we're looking at profitability. And also just the team dynamics within the finance team as to how well is it working and accomplishing its goals. So I think if the leader of an organization, the leader or owner of a company is seeing or facing issues in any of those areas, analysis, liquidity, profitability, team dynamics, capacity, resources, I think that's an area that we can come in. And we'll frequently come in and have initial meetings with prospective clients to talk through some of that to see what makes sense. I've been on a number of engagements where we will go in and look at processes just to kind of understand how things are working and can we make improvements. So we'll look at the order to cash, which is a fancy way of saying selling. We'll look at the procure to pay, so our purchase orders and our cash disbursement system. We'll look at that production to fulfill, so we get an order. How does it work through the system? How are we communicating our needs? Do we have the materials we need to manufacture and then produce to the customer specifications?
Well, I think that probably applies to every company.
I think it does. I really think CFO services is industry agnostic. It's I work with for-profit, not-for-profit. It's in a number of different industries.
Well, we appreciate all the background and expertise and your time.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Bart.
Good to see you both.
Yeah, good to see you.
We've had some golf weather this winter. Dave, have you been out?
I have not. I'm a fair weather golfer. I don't like to get going until it's a little bit warmer.
Well, hopefully it's weeks and not months away.
Hopefully.
Right.
From Rehmann, CPA and Managing Partner Dave Page and CPA Jerry Benjamin. We've got some things to celebrate